Okay, so moving along to next example. Find k given the consecutive arithmetic terms k minus 1, 2k plus 3, and 7 minus k. Well, if we know that there are 3 consecutive terms, we were told earlier that the middle term is actually the arithmetic mean of the first and third terms. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the first and third terms, and we're going to find the mean of those. And we know that that's going to equal that middle term. Okay, so we can just simplify this. So we've got k minus 1 plus 7 minus k. So if we rearrange that, we get k minus k plus 7 minus 1, whoops, all over 2. And that is equal to 2k plus 3. K minus k is 0, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And that equals 2k plus 3. And we've got a positive 3 on both sides, so if we subtract 3 to isolate the k, we end up getting 0, so we get 2k equals 0. Divide by 2, so k equals 0. Alright, so that is all that needs to be done there. And we'll move along to the final example here. Find the general term u sub n for an arithmetic sequence with the 7th term of 1 and 15th term of negative 39. So if we know the 7th term is 1, that's a 7 here, that equals 1. And we know that the 7th term is u sub 1 plus 6d. And the 15th term is u sub 15, and that equals negative 39. And the 15th term is the first term, plus 14 times d. And then all we have to do, now we have two equations, two unknowns. I'm going to subtract these. Now you could use substitution if you really wanted to, but I'm a big fan of elimination. So 1 minus negative 39 gives me 1 plus 39, which is 40. u1 minus u1 is 0, and then 6d minus 14d gives me negative 8d. Divide both sides by negative 8. Therefore, d equals negative 5. So then now we can take that d, we can substitute that into equation 1. And so we know that 1 equals u1 plus 6 times negative 5, which is the common difference d. And so 1 equals u1 minus 30. Add 30 to both sides, so u1 equals 31. Therefore, when we go for the general term, we know that u1 is 31, and d is negative 5, and we know that we multiply that by 1 less than the term number, and we just expand that in, so we get 31 minus 5n plus 5. Therefore, and finally, the general term un is 36 minus 5n. Alright, so that is that. So here are the questions I'd like you to practice. They're not really that complicated, so you can come into class tomorrow and work on those to keep yourselves occupied. So thank you very much for your attention, and we'll see you in class.